The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start on the ground with Wright. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. You look at this Raiders defense. Coming into this one, ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
They'll run on 1st down with Wright. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. They'll give this to Wright, running right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Wright on the ground. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. They'll go again here with Wright. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Partner check them.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
And the Vikings are going to be set up with a first and goal as good running gets them down to about the 4-yard line.
You were telling me this yesterday. It's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. From the 2 now, second and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Jalen Wright with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings are on the board first here in Vegas. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. So first and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that'll make it second down. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. Against the pass, they've had some issues, ranked number 23 in the NFL right now.
When they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down. Needed the 40, but he's a yard or 2 shy. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Olave hauls it in. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that will bring up second down. The Raiders entering play looking for win number 4 on the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Downfield, and he's getting it. Now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So here's a first and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far, and second down.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Here's 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw.
That's caught. It's Josh Downs.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw again.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
A give up the middle to right.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Jalen Wright
with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game.
And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Pass incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Back to throw again.
Slant pass complete to Olave.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They go play action here on 1st down.
Crossing route complete. Catch made by Cooks. 2nd and a couple.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey
from 19 yards away.
And the Raiders have cut it back within a score. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll make our score 14-7.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Now a 2nd and 10. Downs going in motion right.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
The Vikings on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10.
They'll run out of the gun with Wright.
And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll set up a throw. Flushed out right.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They'll get 23 yards there. And it'll give the Vikings a 1st down.
They'll work the middle here with Wright.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
71 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
And they'll go right back to Wright.
And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover. They're in the end zone.
You can't be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
They'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. And that sack brings up 4th and goal. A loss of 7. Big play. And his kick is indeed good. And they will move up by 10 now. 17-7.
So that one on target, and it adds to this 1st half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. A few moving pieces on that play, because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield, and if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice gain.
They'll look to throw here on first down. So left side, it's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Taking it right down Broadway. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Extra point attempt to come here. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Back to throw now on first down.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
When you're a capable runner, oftentimes your quarterback coach, your offensive coordinator, they love to see you break the pocket and go ahead and take off. I think he could have gotten vertical and picked up something there. Instead, he pushed it downfield, incomplete.
Throw left side, McCaffrey's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. Now back to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 and the 15. That one good for 26 and a first down. Back to throw here. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts.
as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Oh, they're changing this at the line.
They'll set up to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there as the first half is winding down.
And the Raiders are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
He sets to fire deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to try and go deep again. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. This time they stay on the ground. And some space here. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff, and the first drive of the 2nd half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, They're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, if they have any designs on getting back into this football game in the second half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a fourth down.
This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on fourth down? They'll go for it. An audible here to get a new look. They throw it out right complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Sliding out of the pocket. That's caught inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. It's a big play there for Vegas. 44 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are back within a score. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try to make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Complete to Wright. Fighting down past the 45. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
On the handoff, it's Wright. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Wright. Shifts past him at the 45. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 103 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw.
And that one complete downfield to Johnson. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Escaping the pressure right. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
with career touchdown number 75, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense? Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. Hands up, forcing the incompletion.
And now they'll shift things around.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
On the give, this is right.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
The football.
And it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Here you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the third quarter and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Speed comes off the edge there, Charles, from the end, and he blindsides him.
And the guy who's supposed to protect the quarterback, maybe the highest paid guy on the offensive line, the left tackle, hard to deal with there. Defensive end had too much speed and got to him.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. And that flag accepted. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. Back to throw. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Josh Downs, 60 yards. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 19-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Wide open receiver complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards that time.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
It's 2nd and 21 at the 49-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Vikings are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL.